Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at Center Foundation. I'm here to walk you through a few simple tips to help you make the most of Center Gives happening May 6th and 7th. Most of what we'll cover is about preparing ahead of time so you can really maximize those 36 hours. I'm going to step off screen now and talk you through the slides from behind the scenes so you can stay focused on the content. But before I do, I just want to say congratulations on being a part of Center Gives and thank you for everything you do to support our community. The impact you make every day truly matters. And we're excited to support you in making this your most successful year yet. So that's me. And here's the agenda. We're going to talk about AI, what's changed from marketing Center Gives days versus all your other days of marketing. Attention and algorithms, that's something else that's changed drastically from 2025. Creating video content that gets watched, turning one story into a full campaign. Activating your supporters to expand reach, tips for social media, your website and Center Gives profile page, and key takeaways for Center Gives success. So AI is not here to replace your voice or your mission. It's here to help you think faster and more strategically, especially when time is tight. Think of it as a planning partner. When you're staring at a blank page or trying to organize your thoughts for Center Gives, AI can help you get unstuck really quickly. If you're feeling stuck and everything starts to sound the same, it can generate fresh angles. You can ask it to map out a simple plan, what to post, when to post, and how to build momentum across those 36 hours. And then this is a big one, interview questions. AI can help you ask better questions that actually pull out meaningful stories from your clients, volunteers, and donors. It's a brainstorming tool, really, and why this matters. Most small nonprofits, they don't have a full marketing team, and AI helps you think like you do without needing more staff or more time. It gives you a starting point. You still shape the voice, the tone, and the final message. But this is just an incredible tool that really we should all be accessing, and you can use the free Chat GPT. That's really all you need. But if you're willing to pay a little bit more for ChatGPT Pro, then that's even better. We've included practical prompts and some free AI tools that are available in the resources section. So you're not starting from scratch. The goal here isn't to overcomplicate things, it's to help you plan smarter, move faster, and show up consistently during Center Gives. Giving day behavior is different from normal nonprofit marketing behavior. During the 36-hour campaign, people are not taking a lot of time to research, compare, and read deeply. They're responding to cues in real time. And so the most important shift to understand is that Center Gives is not just a content exercise, it's a momentum exercise. Most donors do not act the first time they see a message. They act after repeated exposure, a direct ask, or a moment of urgency. That urgency might be time is running out, or a match, a milestone, or a goal that feels really close. And this is why organizations sometimes think, we posted a lot, and why didn't that turn into donations? Posting alone is not the point. The real question is whether your campaign stayed visible enough, long enough, and clearly enough for people to remember it and act on it. This is also why short form video matters more now. It gives you faster way to create visibility and familiarity in a short window. It is often the quickest way to get a real face, a real voice, and a real reason to care in front of someone. So the goal is not volume for the sake of volume. The goal is repeated visibility that builds recognition and makes the donation decision easier. This slide is about function. Different formats do different jobs during the giving campaign. So short form video tends to be your reach format. That is what helps you get in front of more people, including people who are not constantly checking your page. Instagram is currently prioritizing Reels more aggressively through their algorithm, and more aggressively even than Facebook. But overall, on social media, I would say that video is just really being promoted more in the algorithm, especially in discovery feeds on both Instagram and Facebook. So you're more likely to reach new audiences, and this is the best way to find new donors in your general area, especially if you're using hashtags appropriately. Facebook still shows reels, but prioritizes friends and followers and groups and existing connections more. Videos on Facebook are better for reinforcing with your current audience. For videos overall, think bite-sized, value-packed content that tells a story, and authenticity is important. So stories function differently. They are a good reminder, like during countdowns and urgencies, is when you use stories. Quick updates, keeping your campaign visible throughout the day without overloading your main feed. That's what stories are for versus reels or videos on your Facebook feed. Feed posts still matter because they create credibility. They look more permanent. They help reinforce that your campaign is active, it's real, it's worth paying attention to. You can use a combination of feed posts, reels, stories to create bingeable content for potential donors. So think of it like that, you know. And then text and direct messages, including email marketing, are often where conversion happens because they feel personal and immediate. And that doesn't mean that every organization should suddenly start mass texting. It means that where permission and relationships already exist with regards to texting, direct outreach with regards to, direct mail, from a real person usually moves people to act faster than passive content alone. So the takeaway here is that not every organization needs every format. And the takeaway is that visibility usually requires more than one format doing more than one job. So I hope that's clear. Also, this is important. There's no way to escape it. If you're serious about Facebook marketing, use ads, paid ads. And that is especially important during Center Gives when all of our feeds are just inundated with all of the various different nonprofits that are trying to vie for attention. What I will say is this: only promote awesome. Only promote awesome. So really stick to like your best content when you're using your ad dollars. Investing in posts that already have a high engagement rate is more likely to give you the biggest bang for your buck, more likes, comments, and shares, which translates into more engagement and reach, because the algorithm this year is prioritizing and rewarding engagement, meaning comments, shares over likes. It's prioritizing all of that over likes this year. So short form video is the fastest way to get seen during Center Gives, and 72% of donors say that they are most likely to donate after watching a nonprofit video. And there are some statistics out there that are like show that this is even higher, like up to 94%. So 57% of viewers who watch nonprofit videos go on to give. As I mentioned, right now the algorithms are designed to prioritize reels and discovery feeds, and that's on the explore page and recommended content. These algorithms are actively pushing video to people who don't already follow you. So you don't have time to slowly build awareness during Center Gives. You need content that can get picked up and pushed out fast, and video does that. This is how new donors find you, and because the platform is doing some of the work for you already, this is why I'm highly recommending video. So take a look at this slide, and we'll go on to the 3-second rule around video, but really also around static images. And that is, the first 3 seconds matter because this is when people decide whether your content is worth their attention. This is especially true with short form video, but it also applies more broadly to how people move through content on their phones. You're competing with everyone else in their feed, and a lot of nonprofit content starts too slow. It opens with organization names, broad mission language, or content that matters internally, but does not create immediate interest externally. What works better is starting with something concrete and immediate that might be a face, an emotional moment, or a clear impact statement, or a specific campaign update, or even just something surprising, like someone just jumping at the camera, or something that will just create that 3-second hook. When you say this is what your $10 does today, you have this immediacy about that. And it's a practical message. When you say, we're 12 donors away from unlocking $5,000, you have immediately introduced urgency and progress. So this is not about being flashy. It's about respecting how quickly attention is won or lost. A good test is this. If someone only gives you 3 seconds, have you given them a reason to keep giving? This goes for centergives.org and your profile on that page as well. Important. This is very important. Add captions because many people are watching without sound. Do not overthink it because hesitation is often the bigger problem, more than imperfect production. If you are wondering whether your video is too simple, that is often a sign that you are closer to the right format than you think. What actually works in Reels? So what we were talking about before is basically this. Faces win over graphics. Real moments win over polished videos. Talking to the camera wins over voiceover slides. And short, that's 7 to 15 seconds, win over long, anything over 15 seconds. Your phone is enough, and authenticity beats perfection. If your organization has been avoiding video because it feels intimidating, this is the shift. Your phone is enough. The most important thing is that the content feels real and it gives your viewer a reason to care. How social media algorithms are changing or have changed. The algorithm, as I mentioned before, changed likes. They don't matter as much anymore. Watch time, shares, and saves are now what drive reach. So even to your current donors, they will see your videos more often if you do all of this. It's unfortunate, but the algorithms are constantly changing. So watch time, shares, and saves are what drive reach. And if people don't watch past the first 2 seconds, the post dies. Hashtags are not the strategy anymore. The story is. The algorithm it actually reads your content, not just your tags. So content stacking is how you stay visible. One story can turn into multiple posts, and that's how you win during 36 hours. So content stacking, let's talk a little bit more about that. That is repurposing content in ways that allow you to make the most out of the content you already have. One of the biggest mistakes organizations make is assuming that they need to keep inventing new content during the campaign, and that just isn't true. You can use statistics from existing content to create shareable graphics, and what really matters is getting more mileage out of one strong story, and that could mean a good quote, one meaningful statistic, one compelling example. Testimonials, graphics, audiograms. You can create shorter clips out of a longer 3-minute explainer video. Find old pictures that performed really well. Convert blog posts into engaging blog video. So the point is not just efficiency. The point is effectiveness. You do not need more raw material. You need a better system for using what you have. And you can use a lot of the pieces that I just talked about in our resource section. We included some free template examples of how you might, think outside of the box to do that. And here's a perfect example of thinking outside of the box and also trying to fall in line with the new algorithm, which is to get more people to interact with your content and to engage, to save, and to forward. Stop sending your donors away. I don't know if people realize this, especially on Instagram. People don't usually, when you say donate today, they don't usually go from their your Instagram post to the Linktree link in your bio or just a link in your bio to your website page. Everything's just moving way too fast. So there are ways to automate that. You can ask for an action. It sounds simple, but it's actually like lots of multiple steps, and every step gives people a chance to drop off. Um, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop scrolling. So you can automate this process by replacing a multi-step process with one simple act, and it keeps people in the app, and it makes it much more likely that they'll follow through on the donate. The second someone comments on an automated DM, they get the donation link right away, no waiting, no searching, and that's what increases donations. There are tools, and I've included them also in the resource section. One is called Mini Chats. It's a free tool that will help you automate DMs. So consider that's just one innovative out of the box way of thinking about how to use the algorithm to your benefit, especially during a very condensed period of time. Your website needs to be prepped. So this is kind of like the ABCs of fundraiser, campaign fundraising, especially for a 36-hour one. Make sure that your website is like your calling card. So make sure that when people are visiting, everything is set up. There's no confusion about your donate button, and people aren't donating directly to your page versus to the Center Gives page. Sometimes people will create like a little pop-up just for those 36 hours, letting people know that for today only, do not donate on our donate button. Go to centergives.org and then create a link to your profile page on centergives.org. Make sure that every piece of promotional material, whether it's videos or your social media posts, indicate this and send people directly to your centergives.org profile page. Facebook strategies. So these are all strategies that we talked about last year as well. Schedule posts regularly. Not every post should be an ask. So kind of spread those out a bit. Share visuals for enhanced engagement. Consider promotional boosts. This is a form of ads too, which is a targeted form of Facebook and Instagram ads. Look for your best performing videos to do that with. Create an event page. It kind of hacks the algorithm. It automatically sends a tag to everyone on your Facebook page, and then any kind of requests like for power hours or anything of that nature will go to their inbox automatically, and it sort of goes right through the clutter. And starting a live stream is another way to kind of cut through the clutter. That's very unexpected, and it's not a story, it's not a post, it's not a reel. It's actually something that pops up on everyone's screens and kind of beats the algorithm as well. It helps you do your asks in real time. So if you can master that, that's great. And also think of the @followers tag as something that you also just do very sparingly. It could be used for high impact moments, a power hour reminder when timing is critical, a mission driven video your team put heart and soul into, and you believe it will genuinely inspire people to give. So when you use it sparingly and strategically. People are much more likely to take action when they see that notification if you do that. Strategies for posting. This is pretty much what we talked about. Use live video, engage your stakeholders ahead of time. And that's something that I think if you've been watching the success series, the rest of our team members have mentioned this as well in their presentations. That's so important. You can't just rely on those 2 days and then expect for everyone to just jump on board. Spend a lot of time in stories. It's a way to cut through the clutter. I think people are really intrigued by stories, especially during a campaign. Focus on reels and videos. Facebook boosts and localized hashtags. Encourage others to post about your organization on their social media pages. Your profile page on centergives.org is super, super important. You want to be able to really motivate people to look at that page, and like the donate button is right there. Just give while they're on that page. So this is your gem in the entire campaign, is making sure that you've set up this page so that it tells everything about your mission, and your values. Create graphics to show donation levels in smaller amounts. Put some thought, and effort into how you display this. If you have a specific donor goal, you're going to do things a little differently than if you have a monetary goal. Something we recommend is that you have a donor goal specifically to create donation levels and lower amounts to encourage those lower capacity donors to give. To that donor count, starting your donation levels at the lowest amount that it can go is a great way to motivate lower capacity donors to make a difference if they can. So, and this is another little innovation hack. I think next year we might have an actual peer-to-peer software or setup within our Center Gives website, but this year we don't. And you don't need a formal peer-to-peer platform to activate your network. Personal outreach is the most powerful. This is about turning your supporters into ambassadors. The ask is simple, so set this up 2 weeks before the event. And if possible, ask 50 supporters to ask 5 people they know, friends and family, each by text to give, and have them send your Center Gives profile directly to their friends with an ask by text or even social media. Then have them call their friends to remind them during the 36 hours of the event. People give because someone they know asked them. This helps you start strong right at the beginning of the 36 hours. The math really does add up quickly. Small actions equal big reach. So focus on quality ask, not mass emails, and encourage ambassadors to line up their 5 people ahead of time, then activate them when Center Gives goes live. And I'd be curious to know how this works. I really think that this is a winning strategy. Something else to think about. Just taking a drink of water there. Is the I Give Where I Live selfie contest. Every year, Center Gives creates a chance for your nonprofit to go viral, and we will be doing that this year. Supporters post selfies with I Give Where I Live. You could win $1,000 for your nonprofit. But here's the hot tip. This is a great way to go viral. So continue to post, tag, and encourage others to join even after the contest ends. Reach out through email, text, and phone calls leading up to this and during the event, telling people to print out the I Give Where I Live template from our resource page. It will be on there shortly. And fill it out with your nonprofit name and post a selfie and send that to your profile page, right? So you can find that on our resource page at centergives.org/organization-resources. It doesn't have to be for the contest. Once the contest ends, just keep encouraging people to post this sign up because it really does go viral. Here's a case study, and this has to do with a telethon, actually. In this particular case study, Years Up, which is an organization, engaged the volunteers and stakeholders ahead of time. They used email, social media, and video to tell the story of what's possible when donors give the gift of opportunity. The organization added a personal touch by holding a volunteer-led Phonathon that set a goal of 500 gifts with the incentive of unlocking a 50K challenge gift from a family foundation. Now, you don't have to include the match. I mean, that's something that was great. That's wonderful if you can get a donor to match gifts. But even just calling people up and asking for those gifts is a really nice personal touch. So at the end of this particular 2-day campaign, they secured more than 615 gifts and raised 240K to advance their mission. But again, it's not so much about the match. It's more about the personal touch of holding a volunteer-led phonathon. I really liked that idea. So here are some ideas for social media engagement, again, that are non-promotional posts. Feature staff, volunteers, and board members. People want to get a sense for who you are behind the scenes. Story sharing your impact. Educational posts, and that's where data and statistics come into play. testimonials, project updates, all of this. And then trending topics in your industry and how you compare. You can just make it your own. Show your own personality above all. Here's some tips for video because video is so important, especially this year. One of the things that I did sort of capture when I was watching Center Gives last year was that a lot of people were doing their videos outside and under the glaring sun with the wind, like really loud wind. They weren't using mics. It casted shadows on people's faces. And so just be aware. I mean, it's great that you're doing outdoor videos, but try to find a spot that has a little bit more of shade and invest in some mics so that we can all hear everybody. I mean, phones have pretty great mics nowadays, but if a gust of wind comes through or a car comes or a truck comes through, it can really help create more clear sound and clean visuals. Music matters also. Make sure that when you add music in the background, whether you're creating this in InShot or whether you create just a slideshow video and you're using Instagram audio music from the gallery, just make sure that you really find something that sets the tone and caption everything because everybody is looking at video right now with the sound off. QR codes are really important and they should really be shared on everything, including printed materials, live display, Facebook posts, anywhere online, really. It's just a really quick way to get to, especially for printed pieces, it's a really quick way to get to your profile page at centergives.org. So key takeaways from this presentation are that hopefully it's gotten your creative juices flowing and you're starting to think outside of the box for social approaches that are right for your organization. You can start to engage your stakeholders prior to the campaign. That's super important. Share your Giving Day goals with your followers. Even now, AI helps you think, plan, and communicate like a full agency without needing one. So definitely take advantage of that and start learning how to use AI to leverage your skills and multiply the effects of what one person can do. You really, once you start leveling up with your AI skills, you'll notice a change. Plan most of your content ahead of time so you can create regular content to share with supporters. Add photos and videos for increased engagement. Start sharing more frequently closer to your Giving Day. Include clear calls to action to your profile link and make sure that your profile link has everything that a potential donor will need to make their decision. And check out the resource slides after this slide for AI prompts and AI tools for your campaign, plus other important free and discounted resources available for nonprofits to facilitate marketing and fundraising. So here's the list of some AI prompts and some AI tools that will go far. Take a look at all of that. Well, this ends the Center Gives Success Series for marketing and communications. I want to thank everybody who is on this call right now, and I want to thank everybody for everything that you do in the community. You guys are great. Everything that the nonprofits do for Center County, I am in awe of. And I wish you all the best. Good luck. Thank you.